Chef Freddy here from Fantasy Springs with my tip of the week. This week I want to show you how to make slow braised chucktail flat. Chucktail flat is a cut out of the chuck, which is part of the forequarter of steer. Now that is the most tender, flavorful part of the beef. It's just a little tougher, sometimes a little fattier. That's why we slow braise it, just like you do with beef short ribs. Wait till you taste this. Wait till you see what we're going to do. Now here's the chucktail flat. Now I took mine, I cut it into 6 pieces. Some of these pieces could be a little bit smaller, some a little bigger. So you have to decide, how large you want your portion sizes to be. Believe it or not, these are probably about 8 ounces. They're going to shrink down to about like 5. So a good sized portion would be 2 of these. So we're going to get started by rubbing these with salt and pepper. I'm going to put a good heavy bottom braising pan on the stove and get it good and hot. And then a little extra virgin olive oil. Every one of these is, you just want to dust lightly in this seasoned flour. It helps sear it nicely. Pan is nice and hot, and we now when they get nice and seared and start to turn brown, you can start turning these over. You're probably going to want to do all of these sides as well. Let's just turn it over and get the other opposing side first. We're well brown now. It's time to set these aside for a moment. Now we're going to use this same braising pan. Keep it hot. I added some nice large diced onions, carrots, and celery. Now after about 2 minutes, we're going to add a good tablespoon and a half of minced garlic and a good 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. That's going to give our sauce a nice rich dark color. Okay, now what gives this a real special flavor before we add our Pinot Noir, we're going to add some red currant jelly. Good, maybe half a cup of that. Let's get that to melt down in there. After about a minute, we're going to deglaze this whole thing with some Pinot Noir. Once the wine and this liquid is reduced by about half, I'm going to add about 2 cups of demi-glaze. That's a reduced veal stock. I'm going to throw in some fresh thyme, a few grinds of pepper, a nice big pinch of salt. Now it's time to return the chucktail flat to the braising pan. Okay, once you get this to a nice low simmer, we're going to cap it. Then we're going to put this into a 350-degree oven for a good hour and 45 minutes. And there you have it, Pinot braised chucktail flat. I'm Chef Freddy from Fantasy Springs, and I'll see you next time. Forget about it.